So, my naive self thought that most people in the leftist circles were aware of the great man theory and how it has been pretty much debunked, and how if you apply critical thinking to the theory, that is, well, it's not actually a theory, it was a hypothesis. But if you apply any kind of critical thinking to the great man hypothesis, it becomes apparent and clear very quickly that it is impossible for a single person to be responsible for grandiose events. Like the whole cult following of certain people in the left is really bothering me. It has been bothering me more lately because I think there is a lot of putting old Soviet leaders on a pedestal. And don't get me wrong, I love my boys Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin, and the likes, and I'm going to give them a fair hearing, just like I would do to my sweet anarchist friends like Malatesta and Kropotkin and Bakunin and the likes. But I'm going to read them all critically and skeptically, realizing that they were humans and that their ideology was connected very much to the conditions in which they lived in. Not to say that they didn't, in some way, in some form, overcome the ideology of their time and were able to look through the historical data and analyze it thoroughly enough to see certain trends and to see certain phenomena that could be helped and remedied, and kind of did the things that were necessary at their point of history to change their environments. But that doesn't mean that what they have said, what they have written, is now etched in stone and now is some kind of Bible that we have to follow. Because I know that every single person on the left that I talk to, they all have denounced the dogma. They all have said, of course, we do not follow the words of Marx and Engels and Lenin like it's the Bible. But their actions sometimes speak against that. Like there is evidence sometimes that points me in the direction of thinking, well, I mean, you can say certain things, you can use certain words, but does your praxis prove that? And I'm not here to judge people's praxis and to say like you're not allowed to do that or you should be doing that, but I'm here to try and talk about cognitive distortions and cognitive biases and logical fallacies that we're all prone to. And I want to collectively examine certain trends that we may be experiencing as a collective and as individuals. But I think that we have to abandon things like the great man hypothesis because it's just not useful. Like, what is useful about considering certain people like Lenin or Kropotkin or anyone like this ultimate wise person in whose works you're going to be able to find all the answers to all the problems? And one thing that really is strange to me is that, do you guys realize that these people lived in totally different conditions to us? They had a very different set of environmental factors that they took into account in order to start building socialism in their environments, and they adapted to those circumstances. Now, and we have to do the same. We have to adapt to our circumstances, and there is no roadmap. There is no way we can just follow an existing or pre-existing set of rules. And it seems to me a little ironic that Marxists, the self-proclaimed Marxists, tend to do it a bit more often from what I observe, and they forget one of the main principles of Marx was to remain skeptical and to continuously examine and re-examine the evidence that is at hand in order not to, delve into this academic ivory tower type of theoretician bullcrap. So yeah, I just wanted to rant about this because I've been very, very, very frustrated lately with some of the events that happen in our local leftist scene. But yeah, I want to keep talking about topics like this, so let me know what you think and let's keep this conversation going.